Hey, good morning, tribe. I hope you're doing well. Hey, guys, I wanted to share a little bit of information with you today. This is some stuff like you're in the group, you're in the tribe group right now, shooting for the mastermind group, which we all want everybody to get to the mastermind group as soon as possible because we want you to get to build your business, build your organization, build your team so you can be successful for many years to come with Herbalife. So what I want to do today, I want to share a little bit of what we went over in one of our mastermind groups. So mastermind's really cool because you get to have a weekly call slash, I guess, Zoom, to where we talk face to face and we go over stuff. So I wanted to go over a topic that we talked about last week. Okay, and basically it's talking about integrity, being honest with yourself, stuff like that. And we wanted to really focus on the word integrity and what it really means. So what I want to do here is I just want to talk about the true meaning. So if you're sitting there right now, think about what integrity means to you. You know, when you hear the word integrity, what are you thinking integrity means? You know, and I've heard different people say, you know, it means in Herbalife that you don't take somebody's customer, that you're true to your word, different stuff like that, which absolutely, yeah, that is part of integrity. But integrity goes so much more. It goes so much deeper than that. So I want to talk to you a little bit more about it. So there's definitely some misunderstanding about the word integrity and the definition of integrity. There's three common myths, I guess you would say, or beliefs that integrity is, which it really isn't. It kind of is, but it really not. One of them is people think integrity just means being honest, you know, and yes, it's good to be honest. That's part of integrity, but I mean, think about it. I could be really honest to you and say, hey, guess what? You know, that client you've been working with for the last 6 months, yeah, I sold that same person product and registered today. I was being honest, but that's not very integrous, so that's not really good. So that's one common myth out there, that just by being honest would be one. The second one is, hey, you know, I have a balanced life. I'm good. Everything's straight. I'm really organized. You know, my life is, it's just kind of full with being balanced and compartmentalized and stuff like that. So I must have a life of integrity. That's a little confusing when I read that one, but yeah, that's really not what it's about either. If you can make some sense out of that one, I really couldn't. But that was the second one that I was studying about, and then the third one was just being yourself. You know, being natural and authentic. That's basically just being who you are. So I could say, hey, you know who I am. This is me. This is what you get, and that's really not integrous because I could be a real jerk. And that's not really integrous. I could be stealing clients, I could be doing all that, but I'm being true. That's who I am. You know, that's who I am. So that's kind of a misconception as well. So the true definition of integrity is it's the concepts of consistencies. So you got to have consistency in your actions, your values, your methods, your principles, expectations, your outcomes, just, you know, expectations and outcomes. You know, all that, you just have to be consistent with all of that stuff, guys. And then, you know, the ethics part of that, you know, as it pertains to ethics, that's when, you know, the honest and being truthful and stuff like that, because ethics is definitely a part of the integrity, but that's where that comes in at. So, but that's just a part of it, okay? So, but we can dig a little deeper into that. So when we dig into the word consistency, for example, you know, I used to work with a guy, and then you can think about this too. You might have had a past job where you had a boss, or maybe it's somebody in Herbalife whose moods change daily. You know, maybe they make rash decisions, you know, on certain days, and other days they're very calm and engaging, you know, and those people are very inconsistent with their actions. And so you don't want to be inconsistent. We want to see you as who you are day in and day out, if that makes sense. Consistency is a choice, okay? So that, you know, and I'm reading some of this stuff, so you have to pardon me for that. But consistency is a choice that we make as leaders every single day, even when the situation or environment are not so great. So no matter the environment, we're consistent with our actions. We're always consistent in everything that we do, so it's very transparent to the people that we work with, the people that we live with, and all that good stuff. So you want to have consistency. There doesn't need to be a different you, meaning there's not a you at work. There's not a different you at home. There's not a different work out in social, out in the social scene or whatever. So your you is you all the time. Does that make sense? So you want to be very consistent there. Another thing that I would say is, let's just say you're working with a downline member on your team, or it could be an upline, and you're talking to them and you had an argument, okay, and you're very frustrated, and your emotions, and we're all human, so this does happen, to where we get frustrated and we just let our emotions take over. Are you the type of person that can, let's just say you got a wellness coming in the next minute, are you the type of person that can flip the switch and go back to where your wellness eval, the person that comes in for that, does not notice anything wrong? That's being very consistent with you and being in integrity, okay? Because your body language, your emotions, everything needs to be consistent. So if you have something happen with you and somebody else, you cannot bring that to the table with somebody brand new. And the best way to know if that's you or not, has somebody ever, you walked into a room or somebody come into a room that you're in and they go, hey, is everything okay? Are you all right? If somebody's asking those questions, then you're probably subconsciously putting that out there. And if you've had those questions, then you have to change what you're doing and try to make it to where they don't see that, where it's just an even keel. You know what I mean? Where you're the same no matter what. Okay? So that's another part of being integrous is your actions all the way through. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. And then one time I worked with a boss who said that he cared deeply about the values, yet he was out of integrity because there was a lack of honesty and authenticity in the way he behaved. Okay, so he says one thing, he preaches one thing, but then he was doing something else. You know what I'm saying? He also said that he cared about teamwork and having great teamwork, but he didn't really listen to others. And when somebody would make suggestions or something like that, sometimes he would get defensive when he was being challenged, on different views. So if you're, that's something you've got to look at yourself as well. Are you consistent, in what you say and believe? You know what I mean? You can't say one thing and then do something different. This same guy also said he believed in a culture of love, everybody loving each other and all that, but he would publicly berate his employees. So if you're doing that, if you're that type of person where you say, hey, I love my downline, I love my customers and all that, but then behind closed doors you're saying negative stuff about some of your downline or some of your clients, then you're not working in a place of integrity. Okay? So that's something that we all can work on as well, because we don't always have the best people that we're working with, but if we're going to show the love to them, we have to continue to show it and show it and show it, be the bigger person, continue to show it. And if you have a downline that you've worked with over and over and over and over and it just doesn't seem to be working and you're like, that's it, then what I suggest you do is do it again and show them love and love, 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 love again. And then if it doesn't work, then you can go your separate ways, but you've got to put out the effort over and over and over and over and be the bigger person. So I hope that helps. So let's see what else we got here. So I guess just to round it up, there's several different things that a leader will go above and beyond to try to be more, I guess, integrous out there. And so the sixth thing is, first, understand the true meaning of the word integrity, the true definition of it, because a lot of people, like I said at the beginning, think of different things. So we want to do that, understand that. Number two, intentionally reflect on what to say, how to behave, how to make decisions in a way that is reflective to his or her values. A great leader does that. They're his or her values and beliefs. Number three, in the same authentic person, regardless of the situation, be the same person, no matter the situation. You can meet this leader with their family, their friends, at church, at work, and it's going to be the same consistent person day in and day out. Okay? So that's number three. Number four, recognize the impact he or she has on others. This leader is conscious of how his or her behavior and words impact others, whether intentionally, but oftentimes unintentionally. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're there. And then if you have to recognize if you do something wrong, you have to recognize it, you have to stop, you have to acknowledge it, you have to apologize, and then you have to correct the course that you're going. Okay, this requires humility sometimes. You gotta admit you're wrong and you just gotta move on. But great leaders will do that. They don't just say, well, it is what it is, we're moving on. No, you admit if you're wrong and you move on. Okay. Number 5, you actively focus on development of character and wholeness. This leader spends time intentionally on this area through personal development, reading, getting coached or mentoring, going to leadership events, SDSs, LDWs, extravaganza, which is coming up, all this stuff. As well as this leader also reflects a lot on how to develop his or her own character. Okay, and then the last thing I'll leave you with today is a great leader enrolls others to be on the same journey as they're on. This leader aims to walk in integrity, and as others see that, they are drawn to it. They will gain confidence in this leader with the belief that this leader will do what he or she says and believes. This leader will be able to inspire others to be on the same journey of the lifelong pursuit of wholeness and ultimately integrity. So guys, I'll leave you with this. When I see people with integrity, I recognize it. Do you? I would think you probably do. So what you need to do is try to be that same person. Try every day to be consistent in everything that you say, everything that you do, and all the other pieces of integrity, whether it's talking to other people's clients or whatever, that's stuff that just needs to happen no matter what. But you need to work on yourself as a whole. So I hope this helps. I wanted to give you a little tidbit of this. It's a little longer than I expected, but we're here. We want you to move up in these groups. We want to get you the mastermind so you can learn even more of this good stuff. And I hope that helped a little bit. And we will talk to each and every one of you really, really soon. Take care.